Hi everybody, this is Circus Fit. I'm Carrie, and I've got a lot of requests to work on straight arm inversions. So today I'm going to give you a few of my favorite exercises to work towards straight arm inversions in a safe and efficient way. We're going to start on the floor and then we'll move into the air. Lay on your back with your feet flat on the floor all the way together and your knees together as well. Squeeze your knees slightly together and squeeze your feet slightly together. Now imprint your lower ribs into the floor and stabilize your pelvis, meaning lift your pubic bone up towards your face and drop your sacrum down towards the floor, engaging your lower abs, and lift your knees up to your chest. Go as high as you can go without lifting your pelvis. Your arms can be at your sides to help you here. Now just lift your booty off the floor, curling your lower back off the floor, lifting your pelvis, keeping your knees squeezed together, feet together, knees to the chest. Bring the butt back down, keeping the knees squeezed into the chest. Now bring the feet down to the floor. We're going to do that 5 times. That was 1. Stabilize the pelvis, lift the knees, lift the booty, drop the booty, but keep the knees in, and bring the feet down. Feet together, knees together. Stabilize the pelvis, lift the knees, lift the pelvis. Pelvis comes down, feet come down. 2 more. Lift the knees, lift the pelvis. Pelvis rolls down, feet come down. Last one. This should be relatively easy. Lift, pelvis, and down. Now lift the knees, where our feet are going to stay up off the floor, knees to the chest here. So now just 5 times lifting, rolling the pelvis off the floor and back on the floor, keeping the knees squeezed together and to the chest. Knees should be holding a piece of paper. So that's 4. Last one, 5. Now we're going to lift and hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it down, bring the feet to the floor, take a little break. Now we're going to lift it back up again. Lift those feet up, stabilize the pelvis. Don't let your lower back arch when you lift those knees. Roll it up and hold it there. Bring your arms up over your head. Straight elbows. Reach your arms nice and long and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pelvis stays lifted and rounded off the floor. Hands behind the head. 5 crunches, lifting the face to the knees for 5, 4, point the toes, 3, knees squeeze together, 2, last one, and hold it up there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last thing, arms reach over the head. Everything's rolled and lifted up. Squeeze those knees together for 5, 4, booty's off the floor, shoulders are off the floor, arms overhead, 3, 2, and 1, and slowly release. Take a little break, bring your feet nice and wide, and bring your knees one forward and then the other. The floor part that we just did is really, really super important so that you're not overusing your shoulder muscles and your back muscles, and that you have the core stability and the active flexibility of lifting your legs and moving your spine, lifting and lowering your pelvis before you start engaging the shoulders when you're hanging from straight arms. So this goes also for bent arm inversions as well, and it's even more important when we get into straight arm inversions so we don't hurt our shoulders. Moving on to the aerial part of this exercise. Separate your fabrics, and I recommend double wrapping your wrists here to give your hands support so you can really focus on the muscles that we're working on, and we don't have to tax the hands too much. So first, take a step forward so you can sit into this position with your arms straight. Your knees are together and your feet are together, just like they were in the beginning of the floor exercise, and your feet are on the mat. Now externally rotate your shoulders and straighten your elbows. Hold on nice and tight. Pull the belly in and stabilize the pelvis. Now we're just going to do 10 easy mid-range shoulder shrugs of the arms with the feet on the floor. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, not too much, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Same thing, lift, point the toes, lift the knees up to the chest for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. See if you can do little pulses with the knees up to the chest, just like we did on the floor. 5, 4, 3, point the toes, 2, 1. Hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a little break. Taking off where we left off here with the knees lifted up to the chest and squeezed together, toes pointed, and then we're going to keep lifting with those little pulses, the knees up, and see how high we can eventually get our knees. Once we get our knees high enough that we can straighten our knees and bring our feet to the poles above our hands, then we can piston ourselves up to spot ourselves with the straight arm inversion. So here I'm going to go into this position that I just finished with, externally rotated arms, mid-range shoulder shrug, lifting the knees, little pulses, and when I can get to the point where I can straighten my legs, slide my feet up into a piston, and then slide my feet back down, bend my knees to my chest, and bring my feet back down to the floor. One more time, I'm going to do that. Re-engage everything, pelvis, shoulders, core, lift the knees, straighten my knees, bring my feet up, slide up into a piston, slide my feet back down the poles, bend my knees, keep my knees to my chest, and then bring it back down. So this part might look a little bit ugly if you're having issues with your hamstrings and straighten your knees into a pike. Don't worry about it. As long as you're keeping form with your shoulders and your pelvis and your core, a little bit of struggle right at that point where your feet are lifting is okay, as long as you're not hurting your body. But if you do have really tight hamstrings and that pike isn't available to you, keep working on the tuck. So I can just keep working on this part, lifting and lifting, and eventually I can lift all the way up in my tuck. It's hard, but progressively, little by little, if you do these exercises each time at the beginning of your practice, it'll get a lot easier. Coming in from the back end here, we can work on just the piston part, which is the last part of the straight arm inversion. So I'm going to start upside down in my pencil position with my feet in between the fabrics, flex my feet and push the outsides of my feet into the fabric, and then I keep my elbows and knees straight and slide my feet as low as they'll go, and then slide my feet all the way back up again. And I can do a set of 5 of those. 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the last one, I'm going to bend my knees to my chest and slowly roll down in the tuck position. I know it can be frustrating and super hard. This is an advanced skill. So just start from the beginning. Work on the floor stuff. Work on your active mobility and your core strength and your pelvis stability. And then start small with the shrugs and the little knee lifts from the straight arms that we did, and don't rush it. Don't rush. Just be progressive, be diligent, be patient with yourself, and do sets, so you can do sets of 5, sets of 10, not too many sets, maybe 2 or 3 per session, and then feel little by little your strength gaining. You want to feel a little bit sore in your shoulders, but not debilitated after every session. So have a great time with all your training. Keep me posted of how it's going, and I hope to see you soon.